and welcome to a sunny Sunday here at Woodbine. My name is Lisa, joined by Jeffy's back from the family reunion, and we were making some jokes yesterday at your expense, obviously, and not on TV. We would never do that.
Oh, okay.
You know, with the cronies upstairs, and we were saying, like, out Kawartha Way, there must have been signs everywhere that said, "Caution, brats."
Yeah, but that was one side of the family.
Yes,
so, yeah, but we were the only brats up there. But yeah, beautiful day. And I taped the races yesterday, and naturally I watched them when I got home to watch the replays and everything like that. And I'm keeping track of Elisa's picks. I'm like, oh, that was a good pick, that was a good pick. And I thought you were going to go a perfect 4 for 4 your plays of the day.
Me too.
And Wagstaff wasn't able to deliver. But you know, great day yesterday. Boy, speed did so good on the inside portion of the main track yesterday. We'll recap the stake race for you coming up a little bit later on in the program. But today, if you like sprint races, this is the place to be. A very sprint-heavy program today.
Yeah, and no promises that I'm going to give you 5 on today's card. I don't. You know when you just see everything, like you know, the ball's coming to you in slow motion, and then you're like ready for it, and you hit the homer. That was happening yesterday, but I don't know so much today.
I wish it would happen more often, but no, good for you. That's a terrific day. That's a really good day at the office, and you know, unfortunately, one of your horses got bet pretty good. Tasman got bet pretty significantly.
I know.
Looked really good winning though.
I know, 12-1 morning line, that down to I think 3 or 4 to 1. But yeah, it was a good one. So let's go back and take a look at what happened yesterday. So we know that Fraser Abley had a couple of winners. Sahin Savachi with a couple of winners on the program as well. But like you said, Speed did incredibly well on the program too. That's my kind of racetrack. You know, there were a few that really impressed me yesterday. Like Take My Bourbon Neat really did impress me. You know, that horse really ran a hole in the wind. Come On Big Lou was able to hold on finally.
Boy, that was the battle of the Lou's.
Right? And it's funny too, because I even said on the show, your hunch exactor is the 2 Lou's.
Now let me ask you about that race specifically. Did Come On Big Lou win, or the other Lou hang?
Well, maybe a little from column A and a little from column B. The one that surprised me the most was Kimberlina in the last race, because I thought for a minute, I'm like, you know, Norm's got the speed horse in here. This track is really playing to speed, but I stuck with the 8, and that was the only closer of the day.
I thought the old boy Super Success looked pretty good yesterday too. I got claimed back by Joey DePaulo as well. But the stake yesterday went to Church and State, and I thought your interview with the Connections was very telling in the fact that, you know, Dale said, you know what, we haven't got any pace in our races. And they finally got a bit of a pace to chase in here. Poor Thundering ran 2-1 to lose.
Huge race.
The inside horse ran terrific as well.
That was the other Cassie horse, Cyclonite.
Right, so the top 3 all ran terrific in there, but big numbers, balloons as we like to say. As one Flores was starting to gain some momentum with his comeback. Yeah, and
you know, that was his first time riding that horse as well. I don't know where we see this horse next, because one of the questions I asked was, is the Ontario Derby maybe a possibility? Because he's a good horse on any surface, you know, but I said might be a little bit too long. I mean, it's when you look at these horses and they're Kentucky bred and they like turf, it's hard to resist, you know, maybe going down there, but I think they'll probably stick around here.
Speaking of Kentucky breds, did you see that John Burness's horse finished second again yesterday? He picked up almost $400,000 for finishing second.
Crazy. Yeah, I saw that. Pat Dixon actually told me when he came in.
Yeah, John spent some money at the sale too this year, which was great to see as well.
Good stuff.
So John Burness, one of the nicest guys going, a huge contributor to us here at Woodbine, and congratulations goes out to Team Devereux as well for that victory there with Church and State. Yeah, you know what? You are kind of stuck as an American bred now. Where do you go? They might have to go in a race like that, because, you know, when you're not Canadian bred, you're kind of limited.
I know, but then it is so tempting when we're watching Kentucky Downs and places like that. Like yesterday, maybe you taped the races from Kentucky Downs too. But yesterday, the first race on the program at Kentucky Downs went to a horse at over 100 to 1.
Yeah, I know. That's wild, some of those races there. Did you see the Pacific Classic?
I didn't, no.
So we have to watch the replay of that, because remember the replay that you showed with the Zero Ford horse where he tried to go over the inside?
Yes.
Fierceness tried to do the same thing early on, and it still won the race, which was pretty impressive. Journalism ran well, but against older horses was second best.
Oh wow, what an exciting day! Yeah, no, we were excited here, and of course excited at Mohawk last night. They had a really big night there as well. Big night. But we have 10 races for you today. We have a clocker horse to show you. Sorry, we have 1 clocker horse to show you on today's program as well. Normally we have a couple for you, but here's what happened this morning. So 4 to 5, that's what he rated it as yesterday. Inside, exactly what he said yesterday too. And guess who shows up another Kevin Attard horse. Now, yesterday it was Marcus J, the 2-year-old from this barn that was so impressive. First start out, so he had the big move for Ernie yesterday. But it's this one, the Balid Alina, a 2-year-old. So, he has some absolute monster babies.
That's the
in
thing.
That outfit.
Like, he's had a terrific year with some of his older horses, like Bayless Out, and you look obviously at the plate winner this year, Mancetti. But the fact that the next crop looks really, really strong
so good.
too. Like the farm system, as we like to call it, he's absolutely loaded for bear too. He could have a big day on. That Turf Champions Day. I was actually looking at the weather forecast, Lisa. It's supposed to pour on Thursday, like 20 millimeters of rain. Yeah, this Thursday. And I was like, oh man, Turf Championships Day is going to get ruined. I was like, I'm a week early.
Yes, you're okay. And we could use a little rain. We could use a little rain. I also heard too that enjoy this warm weather because it's going to get cold next week as well. I know. After that rain comes in, get your sweaters out. So Robert needs to enjoy the sunshine.
I was driving home last night into a beautiful sunset, but I heard on the radio that was the first time the sunset before 9 o'clock.
Oh, yeah. And the air show, of course, is above us.
Yeah, I heard that
all
yesterday.
the signs are pointing to fall approaching. Yeah. All right, let's get busy with some handicapping. There are 10 races in store for you today. We're going to start things off in race number 3. This is our baby race. We saw a lot of these babies schooling yesterday, and this is a maiden special weight going 6.5 furlongs on the main track. Good purse offered here, but only 5 horses to compete, and Kevin Attard not represented in this race, considering the fact that he's got so many babies. He is not represented, but there are some well-bred horses here. Military Time, this is the gun runner that Mark Cassie's going to send out with Pietro Moran. The mare on this one, of course, a 3-time stakes winner.
Trained by Ian Black, and that being Red Cabernet. And this is the only full out of this mare too. And you go to gun runner, horse sells for $350, works look pretty good. You get the rail, not great. Got a couple of fillies in this race, which is interesting because we have had some filly races for the babies, but I wonder if it's the distance. A lot of these trainers want to go maybe a little bit longer.
Well, and also there's only 5 horses that are in the field, so maybe the girls went in to make it go.
Yeah, that's true. You got Bold Time out of a mare that was really good. She was second in the Oaks. She's by not this time. Valley of Kings, you rarely see a Josie Carroll first-time star lose by 25 lengths.
That's true. That's true.
But they obviously thought highly enough to debut against stakes competition. The Stu Simon horse, your second best against Marcus J. No problem there. Ran very, very well. And then you've got Kiss Me Baby, who's a filly by Raging Bull. And this one is trained by conditioner Pat Dixon. But the one that you've got on here is the one that intrigues me the most, this being Military Time. The fact, you are a gun runner. That's intriguing. As we know, the mare is nice. The works look good. Pietro's made his way into this barn too. The only thing is that I worry about a little bit, and you're probably the same as me, we do the single load here at Woodbine, and it's not too bad here because it's only 5 horses, but I just hope that everybody behaves and we're not in the gate for too long.
I found that the babies this year, at least the maiden special weight babies, have all been very good. It's when we get into the lower priced babies that sometimes we have issues that arise. But yeah, these ones with 5, I think it'll be a nice quick load, hopefully.
Yeah, it should be, going 6.5 in there. And you know what, it's kind of cool. You got the majority of the field Ontario breds. The only lone Kentucky bred is the 3, that being Valley of Kings. So we might see a bunch of these horses in some of our big races coming up a little bit later on this season.
Yeah, the fall is obviously a busy time as these horses, break their maidens and then get into allowance races and stakes events to prep for their big 3-year-old year. Let's go to the next topic, which is excuse, and that comes up in race number 4. So I'm guessing you have a horse here that's got a massive excuse for last start out.
But do you make too many excuses for a horse there, 1 for 16? And that is Wildfire. And here he's on the board odds of 7-5. So lost to Satori back on August 10th. That wired the field on that day. We're going to see Satori on the program today as well. But Wildfire was in a tight spot last time out. And initially when I watched the head on, I was like, is the horse getting out? I don't think it was. And I thought about showing the head on, but I thought this pan view was a little bit better.
Okay.
I just think this horse is extremely intimidated by this horse on the inside, on the outside, I should say. 5, just right there. You can tell that Crawford has to take back right there. And then he comes back on to finish in the second place position. And now Satori is a speedster in here. But what I like, Lisa, is, I don't know about you, but I find sometimes with inexpensive horses, they almost sulk when something bad happens.
Yes, absolutely.
And the fact that, she came back on after this to run quite well to finish in second, I think that's a bit of an encouraging sign. And you and I often say this, you've got to be an opportunist in this game. And the stars do line up in here. When you get to rematch against Love You Lippy, I'm not too worried about might be trouble in here. Like, I just think you've got to be one that takes advantage of your opportunities here today.
Absolutely. I got the horse on top too. I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, aside from Wildfire, who do you really like in this race?
Yeah.
Like, maybe Love You Lippy is a contender in here, but and I guess you got to always look at whatever Tiller sends out, but that seems like the logical three.
Now, if we have the track like it was yesterday, where the inside and speed's so good, that's bad news for Wildfire. That's going to help with a horse like a Love You Lippy's got a little bit more speed. So. These are tricky animals.
But look at the board, though.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's going either 4-7-7-4, and then everybody. I mean, they are the three logical horses in this race.
The thing that Love You Lippy's got over Wildfire is more tactical speed, which I think is a big plus.
Yeah, and this race, of course, is where we're going to kick off the early pick 4. Robert went over and had a chance to visit La Belva. Makes me think of that horrible aftershave your father used to wear called Aqua Belva.
That stuff cost you $1.99. Oh, that's a cute picture there. That stuff costs you $1.99, and you put it on your face after you shave, and it's like that Home Alone scene.
Did you try it, Jeff? Did you try it?
I'll tell you a funny story about shaving, okay? I know we're a little tight for time, but my sister played a mean trick on me once. So my parents were out one night. Yeah. So my sister's babysitting me. And I'm like, I'm going to shave for the first time. So I put the razor down, whatever. And she's like, don't do that. I was like 8 years old. She goes, once you shave once, then you're going to have to shave the rest of your life. So I thought if I was going to have a beard as an 8-year-old.
That's all you did? That wasn't that bad. That wasn't that bad.
What a mean trick for my sister to play.
I remember my little brother going in. Now, we used to fake it, right? My grandfather would shave and we'd let him use a razor, but without the blade, so you could pretend. One day he used the blade.
Yeah.
Not so bright, that kid. Let's go to race number 5 for our next topic, and that's the optional 10 claimer, the 5 starter, and we have 7 to go in here. Now, could be a good day for Bev Chubb, because we just talked about the last horse, Wildfire. She's got April Develop in this race, a mare by Big Screen, and she had a nice win last start.
I think she's really good right now, Lisa.
She is good.
You look at her form in her last 5 races have been fantastic. I think she's come back as a better horse this year. And I guess it's not that surprising. You should have seen the number of big screens in the sale. Yeah. Holy, big screen after big screen after big screen. Yeah. It was a factory of big screens. Really ran terrific last time out against a bit of a speed bias racing surface on that particular occasion. The question mark is Gizmo's BFF. Yes. Do you think she has totally gone over the top, which is possible, because she was so good early on, or can she bounce back to where she once was? If she's the Gizmo's BFF from earlier on this season, she wins this race. I think the thing is it's a mare, right? And mares get really, really good, and mares can sour really quickly too, just like women. But I think Sloan Sky is one that you need to consider. You know what I find interesting here? Pietro's back aboard on Sloan Sky. This horse has been very good this season too. Really hasn't missed many checks. A lot of the mares in this race are good check getters. Gizmo's BFF, Sloan Sky, April Develop is a check getter, Laughing Out Loud is a check getter. There's lots of horses in here that pay their way. Yep, and we got this newcomer for the McEntee outfit who's going to cut back in distance in here. Who else do we have that's a little bit intriguing this space? PS Rising Star intrigues me a little bit. Can this horse be ready to go off the bat as well? If the horse is working up an absolute storm. And Devin's proven that he can get him ready off the rest. Yep. And I think that, you know what I think too, Lisa? I don't know this for sure, but I wonder if they put Laughing Out Loud in here just to try and make this race to go. Maybe. Because to me, she seems a little bit overmatched. Having the one against 75 non-3. I could be wrong, but let's see what happens with that one. But she's going to have to improve a little bit to win this race. So that's the 5th, and hopefully a good day today for conditioner Bev Chubb. As we go to the 6th race, a maiden special. We're on the inner turf. We're in lane 3 at a distance of a mile with a field of 7. And we've been talking a lot about all of a sudden this Mike Doyle barn is starting to heat up. They had a good Sunday a couple of Sundays ago. They've had horses starting to hit the board again. Things are starting to turn. The worm is starting to turn. Let's put it that way. Exactly. And Perfect Works looks like this guy could be sitting on a good one. But we're going to show you a replay with King Rosso. Both these horses in the same race. And they're kind of bookends in here. We're going to highlight King Rosso in here because the horse got bumped a couple of times here. Right when the camera angle is going to change here, you'll see the 12 get bumped a couple of different times and by a different opponent in this spot in here. So this is the comeback race. the horse is a little bit tired, but now here comes the first bump, there's the second bump, and now we got a wall of traffic in front of us in here. If this race, Elisa, was on the E.P. Taylor turf course, I would absolutely run to the bank on Perfect Works, but we just don't know until they do it how they're going to handle the inside turf course. And, Perfect Works lost to Borealis Trail, who's going to be going into the Breeders' Stakes. Obviously a very nice Chiefswood horse. Lost to Monterey Bay. I mean, has run against some absolute bears this season, and looks to be the horse to beat here. And King Roosevelt's had a ton of chances, which does worry me, but I just wish the race was on the bigger course.
Yeah, I know. Even yesterday in the Toronto Cup, and I don't know, I'm only taking some guesses on some horses and the way that they competed. I thought that the bigger horses might have really been struggling with the tighter course because, just for example, Hammerhead's like 17 hands. He's massive. And then you look at the winner, Church and State, who's a smaller, more compact
and
horse.
Polka Queen's not a bad size, right?
No,
and
exactly.
she was kind of stuck on the inside a little bit too. Yeah, I think that for handicapping purposes, I really think we have to make some adjustments. And I think if you are proven on this inside turf course, that goes a long way.
Yeah, it does give you a little bit of an edge. And I'm going to suggest, too, maybe take a look at the size as well on some of these horses. But yeah, all of us going towards the Mike Doyle horse in race number 6 on the program. Sixth race will kick off the late pick 5 on the afternoon's card. We'll bank the time. We got 20. Unless you have another shaving story you want to tell.
No other stories. It's just the mean tricks we played on Brothers and Sisters when we were kids.
Yes.
Terrible.
Thus the name Bratz.
Yeah.
All right, race number 8 to kick off the final pick 3. It's an optional $32,000 claiming event with a field of 7. Not massive fields today. Hopefully we'll get some price horses to come through. Rarefied goes first start off the claim here for Dale DeRusso. You have Happy Valentine, who's here for Josie Carroll, making the 3rd start in the form cycle. The 4 kind of looks good. Sinclarity, of course, is a horse who was really on the beam early this season, and last start out just kind of ran flat.
I'm going to ask you about a horse here coming up a while longer as well that I want to get your thoughts on, but I want to focus on the first one, Rarefied, and Kelly Regan, who texted me nonstop yesterday.
Oh, he was in the office yesterday?
Oh my gosh, he does our charts for Equibase. Oh my gosh, it just doesn't leave me alone.
I'm surprised you didn't take him with you.
He put Savvy Ride with the 7 horse in this spot, and I thought I would copy his homework in here because I do think it was a Savvy Ride here with Rarefied because this horse was dueling. He got the horse a bit of a breather, tucked back into the inside. In the harness game, you kind of breaking up by getting back into the pocket, and now is going to win this race. Now the horse that this one beats on this particular occasion is Tequila Supernova, who shows up on the program on Thursday. Now, Tequila Supernova has run twice now, a race in which it looks like the horse is going to win. The first one was against the horse from the Terranigo barn that was Brian Munger rode on that day. And then it was this one as well with Rarefied, who was able to come back on to win. But I do think that, not to give Kelly too much credit, I would hate to do that, but I do think, I do think it was a pretty clever ride there from Rafi to kind of braven the horse up a little bit in there. Now, Sinclarity, does she bounce back a little bit? Now, the huge discussion in here, and we touched on this the other day, is Tabloid Materials' last speed figure. Now, she's really, really good right now, like really good.
Yep.
It's just a question she stays on in the zone right now. She's been on a wonderful claim for just $15,000. Do you think she can extend the streak here to 3?
Well, remember that nice horse that Devin took, the Per Factor? Is it Per Factor?
Yeah.
Same thing, kind of, right? Claimed the horse for, I think it was almost the same price tag, right? And the horse kind of kept on moving up, goes through the conditions and tried the allowance, right?
Yeah.
And didn't that horse win the allowance?
Yep. And that was in the non-2 other than, I think.
Right.
Soon. Yeah.
And he was like, it's worth taking a shot. It's the same thing here.
Yeah.
It's worth taking a shot.
Absolutely.
You get to go for big, big money, and if you don't like it, look, they did it yesterday with that horse, the one they took off Sandy McPherson. Anyways,
Your Valentino?
Your Valentino.
Yeah.
The horse moved up the ranks, got through the conditions, they tried the allowance, didn't work out, back in for $15,000. He's playing the game the way you make money for your owners. I think it's certainly worth a try here, although I did put Happy Valentine in the top spot because of that Per Factor.
I did too. And, like you look at it, you're like, should she have won last time? And you're like, well, Per Factor is really good
it's
right
really,
now. So.
really good. And even we had asked Devin too that one day. He said, I wish I had a barn full of Per Factors. like they're just all so nice to have. So that's the 8th to kick off the final pick 3. Where do we head to next? Race number 9.
Speaking of per factor.
All right. Yeah, exactly. Here we go. Per factor. So what great claim this has turned out to be. Took the horse for $25,000. They made nothing but money. They kept trying for that A other than, and they finally got it. Last start out going 3/4 of a mile. But now they're going to transition over to the turf course, which has been good for the horse, but they're going to cut back to a quick 5/8 of a mile. You get Saheen sticking and staying with that one. I do think, Bought a Swing is a serious player in here. I'll just forget about the Vice Regent, although that was an interesting day. Remember, the turf had a little bit of give to it.
And it was against the boys.
And you'll see the winner. Is that on today's card? You're going to see the winner?
City Limits Monday.
On the Monday program, yeah. So I kind of feel like Bought a Swing will give this horse a pass, and we'll see if we can get this one home today.
And I'm going to go towards Golden Canary. Ran against the Clermont shipper last time of that Dance Macabre and finished 4th, losing by about 3 lengths. The race prior to that was 3rd. I think there's some pretty good pace in this race. I'm hoping to sit just in behind it in here. Like per factor, I don't know if the horse got 5/8 speed, but it's fast. Flashing Motors got speed. Are we overthinking this, though, Lisa? Does Miss 5IN just clear from the outside and we turn the page?
Well, here's the thing. The horse has been fun to have. Everybody's made money off of this horse, and that's good. But she just wasn't herself, I thought, in that first race for Gail Cox. And maybe they learned something from that, and they've made some adjustments, and they're back here again today. They put her in for the tag, but they're not giving her away. They're not offering her back up for $32,000. So, and they are going to Pietro Moran, putting a bug aboard to get her in a little light.
She has had some subpar efforts in the past, but the great news is she usually bounces back from them.
She does. So we'll keep our eye on her here in race number 9 on the card. The 10th race, though, is the final on the program, and this is where we play the jackpot high five, and we don't make it easy on you. Well, not we, the race office doesn't make it easy on you, because they give you a 7,500 non-winners at 2, and it's really the biggest field on today's program. All for Honor, the 7. Is the Pozzanelli horse. I keep saying, guys, and I admit it, I try to pick this barn, and when I do, we get great races, but we can't win.
Yeah.
We're there for second, we're trying, but we can't get there. Do you think All for Honor can win here today off of that good second place finish?
Reluctantly, I have picked her.
Yeah, me too.
But
I know.
Like for pick 4 purposes, folks, if you're playing like pick 5s, this is a spreadaroo.
But hey, Jeffy, look at the 9. Like, does that not freak you out a little bit? The 9, Twisting Pistons on that big drop?
Not just that, Elisa. The horse was a vet scratch on August the 15th, and now it's making the drop too. Like, it's like, ugh. Now, I don't think she beat much when she won back on June the 12th, but I'm with you. Like, that drop does worry me a tad here. I actually didn't mind Daddy's Daisy.
Me neither.
Now they've got it for 14, I think it is, on the program on Thursday, so that horse re-entered into a tougher spot. I don't mind Tino's horse in here. These horses, you just can't trust.
I know.
And especially at a low price in here. And listen, we're contractually obligated to pick horses in each and every race. I would play the pick 4, late pick 5, and just spread, and just hope I make it this far, and just hope for the biggest price that I have.
This is maybe one of those races when you go to the window and you say, "Can I have a high 5 quick pick, please?"
Yeah, why not?
You just play a whole bunch of dollar quick picks, right? Because it is certainly a tough one to sort out. But I found here you go. I found the maidens for 15 yesterday in the last race way more formful than this one.
Oh yeah, and that was a formful result too. Kimberlina, and they were really flying up front. So but that's what the race office does, and they do it right because that's what people want for the last race. Try to get we call it the get-out race, where if you haven't cashed all day, you maybe can get a 10-to-1 shot and get all your money back.
That's right. Yep, you're 100% right about that. So that's the 10 that we have for you this afternoon. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, Jeff and I will talk about our plays of the day, and we'll pass along an early pick 4.
Love horse racing? HPIBet.com is Canada's leader in online horse betting. Access thousands of live races from hundreds of tracks worldwide instantly. Enjoy the most advanced betting tools like AI Smart Picks and exclusive cashback rewards you won't get anywhere else. Join today and get up to $100 in free bets. Get the ultimate horse betting experience with HPIBet.com.
This is the biggest race in the world. Pinch me, I think I'm dreaming.
They're off, Memphis Dubai World Cup.
And they're into the stretch.
Two of the great racehorses in the world. Giant Killer, by name and by nature. A race for the ages.
26 minutes to go before race number 1 on the program as we pass along our plays of the day. And no pressure, Jeff. I had 3 out of 4 of these come in yesterday.
Yeah, I just hope to get 1 out of 4. Upset play is going to be stealing time. I think that race could fall into that one's lap. It might be a better horse for conditional winner Richards coming up in race number 2. I did have Wildfire on my database. Elisa had that horse in her duotang. My best bet is going to be Perfect Works coming up in race number 6. And I think that Quiet Madalena might be able to come right back and win. I realized the horse showed speed last time out. I don't think necessarily needs the front end, so I will make that horse my repeat threat coming up in race number 7.
All right, I'm with you on stealing time.
Yeah.
All right, but I'll look at this first-time starter military force. I do want to see him come over to the saddling area. I got Perfect Works, same as you, and I'm going to try this Happy Valentine in race number 8 on the program, making the third start off the bench, but I'll play it in an exactor box with the 1 horse in that race, and that is, hold on, I gotta look, Sinclarity. Yeah, we might get back on the beam here today. We've got our Woodbine TV prod passing along the Tiller horse, Might Be Trouble in race number 4. Gizmo's BFF, a top selection. Doug thinks she can get back to her winning ways, and All for Honor. That's a brave pick, I think, for Ron. And I know the horse is at a lower price, 3-1 morning line, but that barn is a hard barn to catch. And look, they've only had the 1 winner so far this season, but it's just, because I said this yesterday, because he puts them in all sorts of different spots. You just never really quite know when they're ready.
And they won 2, but 1 they disqualified. Got disqualified earlier on Society's Thunder.
The good horse. All righty. Okay, we got 1 clocker horse for you this afternoon. And that one
Tabloid
is
Material.
Tabloid Material, yes, the Devin Gittins horse that we'll see later on. This horse worked with PS Rising Star, so there you go, a cheaper horse. Yep. And but like I said, she's good.
Yeah.
And when these fillies are good, they just have so much confidence. They're really cool to be around. 47-2 was the time for her back on August the 24th for that workout. We also are going to play a pick 4 for you today. You didn't
cheat on me yesterday.
I didn't. I said to Robert on the show, I said, now do you want to do a pick 4? I said, but you can't take 5 by 5 by 5 by 5. Anyways, we didn't. Now, in hindsight, I don't think I would have had the Drexler horse.
I don't think I would have either.
No, but yeah, so let's see what we got here, because we went a little deep in quite a few races today. There's not a key. There just isn't a key on this card. So we'll start in race number 4, and Jeff and I have identical picks in this race. We both went 7-4-2.
Yeah, listen, we like Wildfire, but these are 15 claimers, so they're non-winners of whatever, 2 races lifetime, so... just can't key anybody on that spot.
No, you can't. And even same can be said in race number 5. It's hard to key anybody here in the next leg, because the 5th race is the optional 10, the 5 starter, and we're not 100% sure if Gizmo's BFF can get back to her winning ways today. We don't know if Sloan Sky is going to be a major player in this race, and the same can be said for April Develop. And like you said, she's good right now.
She is, and I did pose the question to you. I said, do we toss out Sloan Sky? And you're like, you know what,
No.
Jeff, we better not. She's good right now. She's having a good campaign, and she is probably going to be the best number of any of those horses that we're going to use there in race number 5. So Thus, we did agree to toss that horse in the mix of things. Now, in race number 6, I think, again, this was on the EP, maybe Key Perfect works.
Maybe.
But we don't know.
But we didn't. And,
Yeah.
again, because we just can't quite rely 100% there, so we decided to back ourselves up in the 6th race with the 7, that being King Rosso.
Yeah, who has run well on this course in the past, so I do really like that. It is the second start off the bench. And the Orwellians are going pretty good right now, so we'll go too deep in that spot.
And then the 7th race, where there's a lot of speed, it's the optional 10, the 5 starter going 5/8 of a mile. You'll get, speed from the 2, speed from Summer Snow. She's going to be a speed factor. Forest B can show some speed in this race as well. So we're gonna go fairly deep here in this race too, because I like Foolish Games up on top.
I like Quiet Metal in on top, but I wouldn't mind seeing Shamrock pull us off a bit of an upset there to try to give us a bit of a return on our investment. So I think the Phil Hall barn's going to gain some momentum. They had a winner just the other day, so I think they're going to have a good back half of the season. I'm hoping that's going to be the case at least. And there's a look at our ticket, $10.80 if you want to jump on our bandwagon and play along with us here at Woodbine today. Elise and I would love to find keys, but we just couldn't find one today.
Just couldn't do it today. Maybe we'll be able to find you one tomorrow. Don't forget, we're going to be racing tomorrow, so you got to set your alarm to get up. It's not a sleep-in day tomorrow. I got out of stalls, so that's always good.
Are you doing stalls till tomorrow morning?
No, I got out of stalls because I got to come to work
so
tomorrow. Unless I'd be here, I'd be pretty stinky.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd want me to be that close. So a reminder that we will be racing tomorrow on holiday Monday as well. That's the most dreaded day when you were a kid.
Labor Day.
Yeah, gotta go back to school, pick out your outfit, and get up early for the bus.
Some kids have a PA day though.
I saw that. And some kids are really excited about the first day of school. Like Dale DeRusso's kids were pumped about the first day of school. So that's good too. Learning is always a good thing. And we hope you learn a few things today here. Maybe we're going to figure a few things out as well. We got 20 minutes to go before race number 1 of 10 on a Sunday at Woodbine.